Hello and welcome to S24 Rundown, where we bring you the latest updates, key developments, and major headlines from across the country and beyond. I am Khadija Mohammed, and here's our news in brief after the break. The Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission, ICPC, has uncovered more cases of alleged ghost workers on government payrolls, including an official who enrolled 14 members of his family to receive salaries. The ICPC chairman, Musa Aliyu, disclosed this in Abuja, saying another individual was found to have allegedly enrolled his wife, daughter, son, and other relatives, collecting a total sum of 13 salaries. The commission says it identified about 900 suspected ghost workers and published their names, challenging those affected to prove that they were genuine employees. According to Aliyu, the investigation lasted about a year and exposed how fictitious names were inserted into government payrolls, sometimes with legitimate-looking email addresses but bank accounts belonging to different individuals. And the problem, according to the ICPC, does not stop with salaries. Ghost workers can also generate fraudulent pension, housing, mortgage, and health insurance benefits. The commission disclosed that it recovered more than 24 billion naira in ghost pension funds in 2024. Moving on, with the Osun governorship election scheduled for Saturday, the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has begun distributing sensitive election materials to the state's 30 local government areas. The exercise commenced on Thursday night under the supervision of the Osun Resident Electoral Commission, Oluwatosin Babalola. The distribution had been delayed following a federal high court judgment ordering INEC to include the Social Democratic Party, SDP, on the ballot. The court decision meant the commission had to print additional ballot papers and result sheet before the materials could be distributed. By about 11:30 p.m., buses carrying the materials were already leaving the Central Bank of Nigerian premises in Osogbo for their assigned local government areas. And moving on, Islamic cleric Sheikh Ahmed Gumi has defended the use of public funds to facilitate marriages in states operating under Sharia law. Gumi says such spending can be considered a legitimate part of responsible governance, particularly in societies where prostitution, fornication, and adultery are prohibited by both religious and state laws. He also argues that if governments restrict certain activities on moral and religious ground, it should also consider supporting people who are struggling to get married. His comments come after the Kano state government organized a mass wedding for 1,500 couples under its Aurangata initiative. The ceremony was organized by the Kano State Hizbah Board as part of a social intervention program aimed at supporting vulnerable couples and reducing the financial burden associated with marriage. The initiative is also intended to provide economic and household support to help the couples establish their homes. Gumi, however, maintains that in a Sharia-driven state, helping young people in dire need of marriage is a legitimate and responsible government intervention. And also, there's some good news for Richard Emmanuel Ekene Ike, a brilliant young man whose difficult circumstances recently attracted widespread attention online. Richard reportedly lost both parents, was left without a home, and dropped out of school while in senior secondary school. His former teacher, Joy Onuchukwu Anopechi, brought his story to public attention, describing him as an outstanding student and one of the speakers who represented Agwata Zone at the 2021 Governors' Debate. Now, the chairman of Agwata local government area in Anambra State, Chibueze Ofobuke, says his team will sponsor Richard WAEC examination, provide him with accommodation, and offer financial support for his immediate needs. And the support does not end there. And now turning to the international scene. At least 7 workers have been killed and 13 others injured after water and debris suddenly rushed into a tunnel under construction in northern India. The accident happened late Thursday in Uttarakhand, a Himalayan state where workers were constructing a tunnel for a state-run hydropower project. And authorities say 19 workers were rescued from the site, while 3 others remain missing. Rescue teams were seen using makeshift rafts and head-mounted torches as they tried to reach the flooded section of the tunnel. And there's also a growing concern about the safety of major construction projects in the fragile Himalayan region. While last month, 20 people working on another state-run hydroelectric project were killed in a tunnel accident in Sikkim. Also in 2023, 41 workers were trapped for 17 days inside a collapsed tunnel in Uttarakhand before they were rescued. And experts say climate change combined with poorly planned development is contributing to the increasing frequency and severity of flood and landslide across the country. And finally, on the foreign scene, Indonesia is planning one of the country's biggest corporate restructuring, with the government announcing plans to shut down more than 750 state-owned enterprises by the end of the year. President Prabowo Subianto made the announcement during his State of the Nation address to Parliament, saying too many of the companies were unproductive and continue to report losses. According to Prabowo, the government discovered that Indonesia has 1,074 state-owned enterprises, far more than the 300 or 400 he initially expected. So far, 290 have already been closed, and the president says the target is to reduce the number to no more than 300 by December 31st. The government says the restructuring has already saved about 50 trillion rupiah, which is more than $2.8 billion, mainly through cuts to directors and commissioners' salaries, office and vehicle rentals, and business travel. The target is to save more than 70 trillion rupiah this year. He also added that only enterprises that are productive and create value for the people should remain. And moving on to business news with Karimat Hassan. Welcome, Karima. What do we have in today's business world?
Good day and welcome to S24 Business Updates. The National Insurance Company, NICOM, has cleared 7 additional insurance companies after completing capital verification checks. The latest approval brings the number of firms that have successfully scaled the recapitalization process higher, as Commission continues to assess companies seeking to meet new minimum capital requirements. The recapitalization exercise is aimed at strengthening the financial position of insurance, improving their capacity to underwrite bigger risk, and ensuring that they are better positioned to meet their obligations to policyholders. NICOM says the verification exercise is still ongoing, with more companies expected to receive approval once they meet the required conditions. Meanwhile, the Security and Exchange Commission, SEC, has ordered the freezing of assets linked to 6 individuals and 3 entities allegedly involved in terrorism financing. The directives also affect 3 bureau de change operators. The Commission has directed capital market operators to identify affected accounts and assets, place them under immediate restriction, and report any relevant information to authorities. The move is part of a broader effort to strengthen Nigeria's financial system and prevent the capital market from being used to support terrorism financing and other illicit financial activities. And in the international space, Apple Business is expanding its manufacturing operations in the United States with a new facility in Houston, Texas. The technology giant is investing hundreds of millions of dollars in the facility, which is already producing advanced artificial intelligence servers. Apple also plans to begin manufacturing Mac mini computers at Houston Center later this year, marking a major expansion of its U.S. manufacturing footprints. The company says facility will support its growing investment in artificial intelligence infrastructure, while also creating opportunities for advanced manufacturing and technical skills development. These are the latest business updates. I'm Karimat Hassan. Up next is our newspaper review. Do stay with us.
Okay, welcome back. Thank you, Karima, and welcome back from that break. And now to our next segment, which is the newspaper review with Sarah Abel. Good afternoon, Sarah.
Hello, Khadija.
And our first paper today is Tinubu vows to revive government-owned refineries, expand CNG initiative with the daily newspaper. Sarah.
This is like a deja vu moment.
Yes.
Because I'm very sure Nigerians have heard this over and over again. There's nothing new under the sun with all these statements. At some point, it's as if this refinery is just being used for campaign purposes. And there are certain people in governance that have decided to enrich themselves with the rehabilitation of our refineries over the years.
Yes.
I think from 2010 to 2023 or so, we've spent over 11 trillion naira on the refinery in Kaduna, Port Harcourt, and in Warri. Where is the accountability for all that amount of money? And let's not forget, I think about last year or so, NNPC came and said that their Port Harcourt refinery is working, everything is working. We have not seen verifiable sources, now independent verifiable source to show that that refinery is working. So why is it that a country that is an oil producing country cannot have its own refinery? What is it? What is it, a rocket science? What is it exactly that is stopping us from having a working refinery, multiple working refineries at that? So there's something wrong with government, and every politicians come, every time every president comes and vows that we'll have refinery, and nothing has been done about it. Until we see him do it, we will not believe it, personally.
So you just said something about accountability,
Yes.
which I think we often lack that in Nigeria.
We do.
Yeah. So what do you think are some of the solutions that can actually curb this problem?
If we're serious about it, you will see the solution. If you're serious about having a working refinery, how did other nations do it? You understand?
Yes.
So it is government in themselves that is stopping themselves from making it work. So what excuse can government come to tell us after spending billions and trillions of naira into trying to make a refinery work and it's not working? What sort of excuse do you think is viable for Nigerian citizens to accept? There's nothing.
Really, we are just trying to tell us now that if there's a solution, we'll definitely see.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, that Sarah. So moving to our next paper, ICPC recovers 25 billion from ghost workers. Over 900 accounts forfeited. The Guardian newspaper on that. Sarah, what's your thought on this?
Our civil service has become a walking crime. It's such a disgrace. It is shameful in 2026 that we're having such scandal. And it is very, very painful personally to me. Because if you want to get a civil service job in this country, we know how hard
it is.
It is, no matter the level, no matter the ministry, whatever the job may be. It's so hard and it's very rigorous. You have certain people in this country that are enriching themselves and their family from our tax-paying money. You have a family, somebody was caught with 14 members of his family. There's a hotel that was listed as a government property. Do you see how scandalous it is? It does not make sense.
Yeah.
There are certain things that happen in this country that it doesn't make sense if you don't live in Nigeria. It's so disgraceful because they have taken food away from those who are qualified to get this job. And it's so concerning that about 54 people allegedly was found as ghost worker in the police force. And then 19 in Ministry of Defense. In a country that in the height of our insecurity, in the fight of insecurity, we are having ghost workers in the institutions that are fighting insecurity. There are so many things, and getting this money doesn't cut it. It is not okay to say we have retrieved this amount of money. We are retrieving over 24 billion from pension alone in 2024. That's just they didn't just receive salary, they received pension, they received health care, they received everything.
That's a lot.
And so this is a very deplorable thing. Questions I'm asking is, are we saying that the police force, did they promote these ghost workers? So they didn't send them to the field?
And I'm also asking, is it that they don't even know?
You cannot wake up and become a civil servant just like that. It is an inside job, and they must be punished. It has to be a severe punishment. And you cannot also make fool of the Nigerian people and get away with it.
Yes, I think one thing we lack is, Sarah, we've been talking about transparency all the time, accountability. Now that we like using the word most time because we don't want to be caught allegedly. Yes, of course we need to say allegedly because we did not see it, right? But if assuming the government will actually make this transparent to the public to see these are the people who are caught red-handed, they did this, of course they should be punished.
This is a case, open and closed case kind of thing.
And another thing is that already we citizens, we have this mindset of you cannot get a job in Nigeria. You need connection.
Because
you
of
need
these
to know
people.
exactly.
Because the person that is there, that is in charge of making sure people who are qualified have entered, have decided to put his and his family members to be collecting. So how will the ordinary Nigerian be able to penetrate and get jobs no matter how qualified you are? It's so painful. How can Ministry of Defense be having ghost workers? And the police force in the height of insecurity, we keep talking about the salary, the welfare of the people that are at the war front, and then you have people who are in their house collecting money from the Nigerian government without doing anything. It doesn't cut it, but that we've collected this money, they should be severely punished. And that brings the point of, what do we have NIN and BVN for?
Exactly.
What do we, is it that it works for certain people in the society and it doesn't work for others? You even have ghost worker in your accountant general office. It does not make sense, Khadija. It doesn't make sense. There are people who have had audacity to cheat the Nigerian people and they have gotten away with it time and time again. It's time for the government to tell us if they really want to fight this corruption. I don't even know if they want to fight it. That's another
it shows they are not ready.
Yes. And who is going down for it? This still brings the point of the alleged fake agency. We have still not seen who is going down for it. With this thing going on, we have still not seen who are responsible for it, who authorized those documents, you know, who signed up on their salary, who signed up on their pension, and every benefit that they have had, who are involved in it. It doesn't just end with capturing these people. Who are the people that we have employed who are aiding in this scandal, in this scheme and deceit that we have? This is our tax-paying money, Khadija.
It is.
In a country that we're fighting this kind of corruption, insecurity,
every
and we
single
don't
day.
have enough. We talk about the welfare of soldiers. We talk about the welfare of police, and those money is being used for someone that is just home. Do you know how wicked it is that you decide not just to even be corrupt to pay to get a job? You decided to ensure that you don't even do the work, but you get all the benefits that comes from the work. It means you don't even need that job.
You don't. And example of the one they caught with the wife, daughter, and son. I'm sure they don't even go to work.
They might not even be in this country.
Exactly.
Khadija. They might not be.
Yes.
Then you who have gone to school, who have struggled and everything, you can't even get in. And it's such, I know certain processes that it takes to get a government job. It is a rigorous process, from the verification to the interview. It's so rigorous. So how is it that these people have been able to get away with this? There are people in the high places of government that definitely are involved in this, because you cannot just, there are signatories that goes in. An ordinary man cannot just enter into government like that and collect pension, collect health, collect salary, and might even be promoted.
There's a lot to that and underground questions, honestly.
It is. It is. So this I commend the ICPC for this, but it does not stop there.
Yeah, and also the ICPC should make sure they are transparent about it by showing the public these are the culprits.
Yes. So, you know, give us a step by step, print their names and their faces. Let us see the families that have eaten Nigerian money and gotten away with it.
Well, I think, Sarah, we just have to pray for our dear country.
I'm tired of praying, Khadija.
No, we need to keep on praying.
I am tired of praying. Why should we pray when there are people who have sat down and are eating our money and we're here praying?
We hope our dear country do well next time. Thank you so much for that. And that's it on Newspaper Review today. Up next is S24 Report, coming to you after the break.
For years, corruption has remained a major challenge in Nigeria, affecting public resources, economic development, and confidence in public institutions. Despite efforts to tackle it, concerns over accountability and respect for the law persist.
We should say the truth. If ICPC has done wrong, say it. But if we did well, Please communicate that we have done well, and hopefully enough to be followed. And also do that with integrity, so that integrity, honesty will now become a national character.
The ICPC chairman said tackling corruption requires more than persecution, stressing prevention, ethical orientation, public engagement and enforcement. MNI Danlami, however, focused on the consequences of allowing wrongdoing to go unpunished.
Having spent 30 years plus as a reporter, as a newsman in this country, there's a basic flaw that is triggering corruption in this country. Corruption and insecurity. Lack of respect for the law. We believe we can do anything as a traditional ruler, as a religious leader, as any establishment leader. We can do anything and get away with it. Nobody can deal with me. Nobody can punish me. We will not face the law. People have been killed. People have been arrested. We have had different kinds of crises. People have been arrested and nothing has happened to them. Why would the younger ones who are growing up seeing their elderly ones who committed crimes not dealt with? Why should they respect the law?
The event also featured the unveiling of 2 books and the presentation of 2026 National Spokespersons Awards, recognizing excellence in public communication.
This honor is bestowed on Dr. Musa Adamu Aliu, SAN, Chairman ICPC, Personality of the Year. I think this is the point you can clap.
The discussion further highlighted the importance of responsible communication in rebuilding public trust.
So don't get carried away by where you are today. That is what the message the minister said I should give to all professionals. Don't get carried away by where you are today. Ask yourself, when you are not in that particular office, where will you be? What will be your next address? The minister has also asked me to inform professionals to understand that Nigeria, we all need to work together in how we communicate, how we relate for our country, in our messaging, especially on the social media platform.
Other participants also raised fresh concerns over the growing influence of AI as Nigeria continues to grapple with corruption and declining public trust. Speakers stressed that accountability, credible information, and responsible communication remain critical to restoring confidence in public institutions. Gladys Asoko, S24 Television.
This is Political Arena here on S24 Television. Today we are looking at a caution that has generated a serious concern across Nigeria. For decades, northern Nigeria has struggled with challenges ranging from insecurity, poverty, poor education and unemployment to weak infrastructure, political instability and limited economic opportunity across. But the bigger question is who is responsible and what can be done to change the situation. Is the problem caused by government failure, poor leadership, insecurity, or the educational system, traditional institution, political elite, or those people that are saddled with the responsibilities? To discuss this issue, I am joined by Naja'atu Abbas, a freedom fighter and outspoken voice on issues affecting the northern Nigeria. Naja'atu, welcome to Political Arena here on S24 and thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much, Abubakar, for having me. I'm happy to be here.
Naja'atu, let me ask you, is northern Nigeria actually falling behind?
Yes, northern Nigeria is actually falling behind because when we look at the insecurity ravaging the region, poor governance, poverty, lack of education, out of school children, these are the basic things that every region needs the government to pay proper attention on, and we lack those things. Definitely northern Nigeria is falling behind due to lack of proper education, out of school children, because northern Nigeria has the highest number of out of school children. Yes, ranging from, according to National Bureau of Statistics, from numbers on the chart, from numbers 1 to number 19 on that chart, they are all northern states. Starting from Kebbi State, which has 69.7% of out-of-school children. You understand? That is 7 in every 10 children in Kebbi State are out of school.
7 in every 10.
And every 10 children are out of school in Kebbi State, yes. And 82% of Kebbi population are living in multidimensional poverty. You understand? So definitely that will hinder growth. It will hinder development. Where we have states like Anambra State with only 2% of its population, of its children population that are out of school. You understand? They say children are the leaders of tomorrow, but I don't think that statement also implies to us as Northerners, because what will happen in the next 20 to 30 years?
According to the data you get from MBS, so what is the government doing in order to change the narrative differently? Because I even saw there you have been going against the mass wedding that happened in Kano State. So what is the government doing differently?
The government, I think, if there's leadership problem, there's followership problem. You understand? The government knows us very well. They know us as followers, as these people that are obedient towards anything our religious clerics says. Okay, marriage is good. I'm not disputing that fact. I'm a product of marriage, so I would say marriage is not good. But what seems to be the solution is already the problem that we have.
What do you mean?
Okay. Marriage is not a solution. You understand? Kebbi State is first on that list with 69.7% of its children out of school. You understand? From the ages of 6 to 15, they are out of school. But Kebbi State were the first this year to sponsor mass wedding. Maybe it's not as loud as that of Kano.
Don't you think that maybe these are all part of social intervention programs from the government?
How can people that cannot afford a one-off dowry, one-off marriage expense be able to cater for family, for a whole family?
Well, sometimes it is the duty of the government to provide the basic necessity for its citizens.
What are they doing about the out-of-school children? We have dilapidated schools, buildings that needs the government intervention. Why not channel that energy towards that? We've already have enough children roaming on the streets. You understand? Those children that we are seeing, Abokar, they are a ticking time bomb. They are the potential Boko Haram. God forbid, I'm not.
And we are not praying for that.
Yes, but they are. I used to say this: the future of insecurity in the north is already secured. We have this amount of children roaming about on the street. What do you think will happen in the next 20 to 30 years? The potential Boko Haram and the terrorists we are dealing with right now used to be those children roaming on the street. Let me give you this example. Had it been you have a child, a 6-7-year-old child, you took him from school, maybe, then you were going home, then okay, maybe traffic stopped you along the way. You bought 2,000 naira ice cream for that boy. And under that scorching sun, another child of his age came to your window begging for something, you know, the way they are doing. Okay. Then he sees a child of his age under AC licking ice cream in his father's car while he's outside under scorching sun, barefooted, sometimes with ripped clothes. You understand? Half naked. I promise you he will feel something.
So who is to be blamed?
The government.
Not the family, not the parents?
The government first. There's this time that my governor used to speak. Yes. Daga Allah say government. The government is responsible for that. The government is responsible for enlightening the people. Not all of our people are aware of birth control.
Okay, let me ask you. You made mention of people, most especially in the northern Nigeria, are living in multidimensional poverty. So why is it up to this material moment the government is yet to address the problem of poverty, despite a lot of intervention from the government? We saw the mass Kano wedding. We saw a lot of intervention from the government. Why do we get it wrong?
Because political interventions are mostly political, not systemic. You understand? They are there. You can't spray money on poverty and expect it to disappear. How can a state like Kano State with 39 2, I think 0.3 of out of school children sponsor a mass wedding of 1,500 couple. We are talking about 3,000 people. We are talking about 1,500 babies next year. We are talking about 700 potential divorce. You understand?
Well, these are all predictions.
They are not. They are facts. They are not predictions. If you cannot afford Leafy, 100,000 naira dowry, how can you cater for a woman, a pregnant woman? Don't forget that some of them are having a second, third wives. An 80-year-old man with a third wife. Are they really helping? Because all I see is political dominance.
Well, you call it political dominance as it concerns Nigerians, but based on what they say, these are social intervention programs. Well, let's go for a short break. When we return, the conversation is going to continue. Remember, you are still watching Political Arena here on S24 Television. We are going for a short break, and when we return, the conversation will continue.
If they no catch the people when do the operation, you no go even know say na person when they inside the house na give the link.
Yes.
Now when they don't catch, they come start to
They confess.
They bring this one out, they bring that one out. At the end of the day, then you continue to say, oh, so this person, like the case where happen for Edo State. This man na bishop, house boy, na kill him. He kill him. He carry the man motor. He run. That's the people when he contact and they run blah blah blah. Somehow police can't catch them. Trick boza for our
policemen them. They
lock at them. Boza. Take am. Based on what they talk. So as they come catch now, when they come they find the get the information and everything, then they come say no say that guy na part of am. And funny enough, if you see the way the guy dey lie, I believe say even devil sef go say shoo, man not deal.
And they learn from this one, no.
See, if you see the way the guy dey lie, fat lie. Those fat cockroach and fat mosquito. Na so the guy lie dey. Very fat lie. As in, if the thing no dey relate, the kind talk dem tori when they come out from him mouth, e no dey relate. You don't know say you just buy that man for free.
Don't even leave all this oga them and madam them we get money wey dey do 9 to 5 job. You see all those market women wey go gather for front of their house, their husband don't go work, they go gather, go neighbor place, go dey talk story. Many for know wetin they talk because you don't know who they carry the talk where they talk. Reason am another way where you know even reason am.
Even if not be part of the circle, person if they pass like this, they
enter in here.
Thank you. You go just hear wetin una dey talk, you come reason am because na person when get informate like we dey talk since, na you go fit know say okay na 6 cockroaches dey your cupboard o, na 10 na fat, na this one na lean.
If you enter motor too, they comot for this, especially for this Abuja. If you enter along the waka, people go bring story say, hey, this federal government see security people, see this kidnapper where they hold your mouth tight.
No, na another thing. Everybody. Even when they tell you, say, madam, you no go shook mouth put. If you want shook mouth, come studio, we go interview you.
And they tell you.
If you want shook mouth, always is happen. Instead of to go shook mouth for waiting
for road, for who you know, as you drop, you don't know them again.
Somebody, the two of una dey inside motor, you get conversation one and not forget.
Yes, because you don't know who the other person where they hear.
You get now they tell say, na my church member, na my mosque member,
na my meeting member,
na my meeting member. Na my parakpo people, na my village people dey village o. So make you sef know how you dey do so that village people don't go find you.
Because you don't know who be who.
Na so e be.
And all those taxi drivers too wey be say they go carry person. You know say if they pack people, they go one place. Once some people don't drop, you can't remember one passenger where you go need to carry go drop for in last place. They come direct and go another place. If it be how the matter where they don't take talk for motor.
Na the thing.
Or even on top to the drag small change with person itself, they don't direct you go another place. Because insecurity now, it dey different form.
And I want talk based on fake life. You know say fake life now you carry your hand go do fake life. And that fake life now they attract
people.
Because you get wetin you go wear. You no even dey drive car. You dey jump from pillar to post. How they call am? All these taxi abi wey say they call am
Along.
Uber or
Okay,
wetin you
Uber
call am.
and boat.
Boat,
Carry
anyone you
Uber,
call am.
carry
Na
boat.
you na fake life oh. The hair you borrow am. But na true, we dey see those things, especially for this Abuja. You borrow everything. She you no get. If they kidnap you,
You come dey find money to bring, they no go
naira no
see.
go come outside. So make you carry your body, put your body for where contain you. Because if you no put your body for where contain you, anything wey you see, anyhow e be, na so
You
go
carry am.
collect am. Na so e be.
Now more can carry I go federal government place now. Our security people they don't they try well because we don't see how many people they talk say they don't bring come. They do they carry sense. They work out for bush. They help us. They look these people, all these bad boys where they do this kind of thing. Now more carry I go their place. If we they talk say man and people they careful. What's our security people? What them they suppose can they do?
Hey, you don't know say even the security personnel that person papa mama. They too na human being with flesh and blood though.
No be
na
like
job where be say they get to. Just the way me and you dey here they do our job. So they too na their job too. Oh. They go wake up on morning bath, go job, go work. Oh.
their wife, their husband go say go come, and they go want come back.
They too they be human being. But me I not say they know they work because they work. It dey obvious say they work. But you know now the narrative. Now the one wey be say they want me we see now when we go see the one wey they don't want me we see we no go see. And most of them, you know, these people, most of them they get different aspect of police. This thing get the one they call squad, anti-robbery squad, and get the one they are detectives.
Security operations continue across the country as authorities intensify efforts against terrorism, armed groups, and other criminal activities. Welcome to Security Update on S24 Rundown. I am Gloria Atta, and here are today's top stories. The Nigeria Customs Service Ogun 1 Area Command has intercepted contraband worth 3.57 billion naira in an intensified crackdown on smuggling. The acting Customs Area Controller Oladapo Afeni said the seizures recorded between June 24th and August 13 included 6,035 parcels of cannabis, 2,339 bags of foreign rice, over 13,000 liters of petrol, as well as sugar, fertilizer, clothing, and other prohibited goods. Afeni warned smugglers using Ogun border corridors of tough enforcements, including seizure of goods, vehicle impoundment, and prosecution. On narcotics, Afeni disclosed that the command had handed over 32,412 parcels of hard drugs and 92 sacks of raw cannabis sativa to the NDLEA Idiroko Command since January. He called for stronger inter-agency collaboration and urged border communities to report suspicious activities to security agencies. And up north, the Kaduna State Police Command has arrested 6 suspected kidnappers and dismantled a suspected kidnapping hideout in Ikara local government area. Police spokesperson DSP Mansir Hassan said the arrests followed information from a kidnapped victim who escaped from captivity and intelligence from members of the public. He said the victim identified a house in Dogom Pako village as the location where he was held. Police, working with local vigilantes, raided the building and arrested 6 suspects aged between 20 and 65. The suspects remain in custody as investigations continue, while efforts are underway to apprehend other members of the criminal network. And further up north, the Joint Task Force Northwest, Operation Fansanyama, has launched Operation Clean Sweep the Fourth, a fresh ground and air offensive against terrorists and criminal networks across the region. The military says troops conducted clearance operations around terrorist enclaves in Dusimma, Katsina State, forcing the terrorists to flee. In Anka, Zamfara State, airstrikes reportedly neutralized scores of terrorists who were converging on motorcycles, while others fled into surrounding bushes. The operation is also targeting the Lakurawa terrorist network, as well as criminal activities around border communities, the River Niger axis, and Kainji Lake National Park. The Joint Task Force says the offensive will be sustained to prevent terrorists from regrouping, reinforcing, or establishing new operational bases across the Northwest. That's the latest on security update. I am Gloria Atta. Remember, security is everyone's responsibility. Stay safe.
Hello and welcome to Tech World Updates, where we discuss technology, innovation and digital world. I am Aisha Muhammad. Here's what's shaping ICT from Nigeria to the global stage. Today's headlines focus on Nigeria's digital transformation of the oil and gas sector, a new youth-focused cybersecurity campaign in Uganda, and renewed international discussions around responsible artificial intelligence governance. We begin in Nigeria. The Nigerian Content Development and Monitoring Board, NCDMB, has launched 3 new digital platforms designed to improve efficiency and transparency across the oil and gas sector. Among the platforms is an automated compliance certificate system, which is expected to make it easier for businesses to complete regulatory processes and track compliance digitally. The initiative forms part of a broader effort to reduce administrative bottlenecks, improve the ease of doing business, and strengthen digital monitoring within Nigeria's oil and gas industry. For companies operating in the sector, the move could mean more streamlined processes and greater visibility through regulatory procedures. Across Africa, Uganda has launched a new national cybersecurity awareness initiative targeting children and young people. The Be a Cyber Hero campaign, led by Nextcom Uganda in partnership with the Uganda Communications Commission, is designed to teach young people how to recognize digital risks and develop safer internet habits. The initiative comes as children and young people spend increasing amounts of time online, making digital literacy and cybersecurity awareness an increasingly important part of education. Beyond simply providing internet access, experts say young users also need the knowledge to protect their identities, recognize scams, and navigate online platforms safely. And finally, on the international stage, China is pushing for greater international cooperation on artificial intelligence governance as the 2026 World AI Conference gets underway. At the opening of the conference, discussions focus on building international consensus around ethical AI deployment, algorithmic safety, and reducing technological divides between countries. The conversations come as governments around the world race to develop AI regulations while simultaneously trying to ensure they do not fall behind in technological innovation. The central challenge remains finding a balance between encouraging AI development and ensuring the increasingly powerful systems are developed safely and responsibly. And that's Tech World Updates, where innovation meets impact and the future stays in focus. Do stay with us as Entertainment News Update is up next with Patient Linus. Thank you and have a wonderful weekend.
A beautiful day and another exciting edition of the Entertainment Update on S24 television, bringing you the biggest stories making waves across music and movie scenes. From Wizkid's highly anticipated Dirty December performance to Arya Starr's brand new album, a new movie arriving on streaming platforms today. Here are the entertainment stories making the headlines. Grammy-winning superstar Wizkid is set to headline the opening night of Dirty December Fest 2026 in Lagos, Nigeria. According to the organizers, Wizkid will take the stage on December 18th, kicking off the 13-day festival, which will run until December 30th. The festival is expected to bring together music, culture, fashion, food, and entertainment, with organizers introducing a second stage this year, While Wizkid will headline the main festival stage, the new Pulse stage will spotlight emerging artists, new sounds, and some of Africa's rising talents. The 2026 edition follows the festival's 2025 launch, which attracted more than 40,000 people and featured stars including Busta Rhymes, Gunna, Tiwa Savage, Diamond Platnumz, Phyno, Wandiko, Fave, and Wizkid. Organizers say this year's festival will offer an even and broader mix of music and cultural experiences, further cementing Lagos' reputation as a major destination for Afrobeat and December entertainment. And a personal favorite, highly anticipated album release, Arya Starr is giving fans a new reason to embrace purple. Afro pop star Arya Starr has officially released her third studio album, Stargirl. The 16-track project follows her previous album, 19 and Dangerous, and the year it turned 21, and introduces a bold purple aesthetic that defines this new era. The album features a star-studded lineup including Wizkid on Gimme That, Rema on Who's That Girl, Leon Thoms on Pressure, Theodora on Miss Paper, and Dami Ocean on the remix of Hot Body. One of the album's standout collaboration is Heaven Baby, featuring British pop star Zayn. Arya Starr had already built anticipation for the album, with singles including Gimme That, Hot Body, Who's That Girl, Where Do We Go, and Tornado. With the tracks such as Letter to God, Midnight in New York, and Dance, Stargirl sees the singer future explore her identity, sound, and position in Afropop. And if you are looking for something to watch this weekend, several new titles are landing on streaming platforms today. Streaming platforms are adding fresh entertainment to their catalogs today, August 14th, with several movies arriving just in time for the weekend. First is Don't Say Good Luck, streaming on Netflix. The film follows 15-year-old Sophie, a young theatre enthusiast who gets the chance to headline her school musical. But her excitement is challenged when she discovers that her mother's cancer has returned. Sophia must balance rehearsals, teenage pressure, and the uncertainty surrounding her family. Also arriving today is Camp Rock 3 on Disney+. The sequel brings back Joe, Nick, and Kevin Jonas as Shen, Nate, and Jason, who return to Camp Rock after losing their opening act ahead of their reunion tour. They launch a talent search to find a replacement, but the competition among the young performers quickly intensifies. And that's a wrap on today's entertainment update. From Wizkid taking center stage at Dirty December to Arya Starr's Stargirl era and new movies arriving on streaming platforms today, there's plenty to keep fans entertained. Stay with us for more entertainment stories and the latest updates from the world of music, film, and pop culture. I am Linus Kuyet, and thanks for watching.
Hello and welcome to your sports updates. Coming up, Super Falcons coach Justin Madugu apologizes after Nigerians World Cup hopes come to an end. New Zealand withdraws support for FIFA President Gianni Infantino, and the golfing world mourns the loss of teenage star Jessica Bank. The Super Falcons have officially missed out on a place at the 2027 FIFA Women's World Cup for the first time in the nation's history. Head coach Justin Madugu has apologized to Nigerians following the team 2-1 defeat to South Africa in the CAF playoff at the 2026 Women's African Cup of Nations. Speaking after the match, Madugu said the players gave their best but admitted it was not enough. He accepted full responsibility for the result and asked Nigerians for forgiveness. The coach blamed the defeat on costly defensive mistakes and poor finishing in the front of the goal, saying the Falcons created enough chances but failed to convert them. The result means Nigeria will miss the Women's World Cup for the first time since the tournament began in 1991, bringing an end to one of the longest qualification streaks in the women's football. Pressure continues to mount on FIFA President Gianni Infantino. New Zealand football has withdrawn its support for Infantino's bid for another term, citing concerns over trust and governance, while calling for an independent review into FIFA's abandoned commercial investments proposal. The decision puts New Zealand at odds with the Oceania Football Confederation, which has maintained its backing for Infantino despite the controversy. The latest move adds to growing debate over FIFA's leadership ahead of the next year's presidential election. And finally, ending on a sad note, the golf community is mourning the death of one of its brightest young talents, Australian golfer Jessica Bank, has died at the age of 18 after suffering a brain hemorrhage while in Bangkok, Thailand, preparing for a major qualifying tournament. She underwent emergency brain surgery and remained in intensive care for nearly 2 weeks before passing away. Bang had only recently turned professional and had already claimed her first professional title, and in recognition as one of Australia's most promising young golfer. Tributes continues to pour in from across the sporting world, with many remembering her talents, determination, and the bright future she had ahead. And that's your sports update for today. I am Stephen Eidebo. Have a relaxing and enjoyable weekend. Coming up next is PG News after the break.
Una welcome my country people. We don't come again with ogbonge tori of things with the shele for Naija and Obodo Igbo. From ghost workers and election matter to international tunnel accident and massive company closures. Gist dey plenty today. And we go start from home. The Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission, ICPC, don't show face again. Them just uncover massive cases of ghost workers wey no dey work but they collect salary. Imagine one government officials put 14 members of a family inside salary list. According to the ICPC chairman, Musa Aliyu, another person to carry wife, daughter, son, and other relative join. They come turn out to family business. They collect total of 13 salaries. The commission talks say them don't identify about 900 people who know they work, but they chop. And even publish their names. They make they don't prove them. Say yes, they don't work there. Investigation conclusion show say they don't take about 1 year as people they insert fake names and fake emails, but money they enter different bank accounts. And you know they stop for salary alone. These ghost workers still they enjoy pension, housing, mortgage, and health insurance benefits too. In fact, ICPC talks say them don't recover about 24 billion naira in ghost pension funds for 2024. Chai, corruption everywhere. And from this corruption matter, make we enter politics with the Osun State governorship election where they share this Saturday. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, don't finally begin to distribute sensitive election materials through 30 local government areas of the state. The work starts Thursday night under the strict supervision of the Osun Resident Electoral Commission, Oluwatoyin Babalola. You remember say delay been happen because Federal High Court give judgment orders they make them INEC include Social Democratic Party, where we sabi as SDP for ballot. Because of that, INEC had to quickly print additional ballot papers and result sheets. By 11 for night, boss don dey ready to leave the Central Bank of Nigeria premises for Osogbo go their various local governments. Observers don't commend the process, saying that despite the court wahala, things they move smoothly, and for now, we dey look how Saturday safe go be. And now make we talk about wetin cleric Sheikh Gumi talk. In comot talk say the case of public funding for marriage inside states where they run Sharia law. Gumi talk say that kind spending a legitimate part of responsible governance, especially for society where prostitution, fornication, and adultery no dey welcome. He argue say if government block some activities because of religion and morals, government suppose help people where they struggle to marry. In talk say after Kano state government organized mass wedding for 1,500 couples under their Auringata initiative through the Kano State Hisbah Board. Even though many citizens they talk say whether Naim supposed to be priority for government to spend people tax money on, Gumi insists say helping young people wey need marriage now solid government initiative. What do you think? Make government they sponsor mass wedding, abi make them face wetin they suppose face? Now, I don't bring una some gist where they warm the hearts. Una remember Richard Emmanuel Ekeneke, the brilliant young man will lose both parents, come day homeless on top, and even drop out of school when he been DSS2. A teacher, Joy Onochukwu Anupoechi, bring the story come out online, calling him an outstanding student who even represents Aguta Zone for 2021 governors debate. Well, God don't answer in prayer. The chairman for Aguta local government area, Chibueze Ofobuike, don't promise to sponsor Richard Waek examination, give VAM accommodation, and support him financially. And it don't even end for there. The founder of Okumereze Foundation, Evans Esim, don't also step up to sponsor Richard JAMB exam and give him full scholarship straight to university. Plans don't already set for him to return to school by September. Congratulations to Richard. And now we don't eventually cross border, go obodo oyibo, as tragedy struck for northern India, where at least 7 workers don't lose their lives and 13 others sustain injuries after water and heavy debris rush enter one tunnel under construction. The accident happened late Thursday for Uttarakhand in one Himalayan state where workers they built tunnel for state-run hydropower projects. Authorities confirmed say 19 workers escaped alive through rescue, while 3 people still missing as rescue teams they use makeshift rafts and head-mounted torches to find survivors inside the flooded place. People they worried about the serious safety concerns for construction projects for that Himalayan region, especially after past disasters like what happened last month where 20 workers died, and the famous one where happened for 2023 where 41 people they trapped inside the tunnel for 17 days. Experts blame climate change and bad planning for constant floods and landslides. May the soul of the departed rest in peace. And now we don't eventually see where to park our motor as we don't travel reach Indonesia, where the government they plan one biggest corporate restructuring in history. Them don't announce to plan to close more than 750 state-owned enterprise before this year end. Their president give the announcement during the State of the Nation address to parliament. In talk say too many of these companies no they productive and they benefit the people. Them just they report losses up and down. According to government discover say Indonesia gets 1,074 state-owned enterprise instead of the 300 or 400 with them they expect. And as it be so, 290 don't already close, and the president they target the number 1 come down to the maximum of 300 by December 31st. This restructuring don't already save close to 50 trillion rupiah over the $2.8 billion, mainly through cutting director salaries, office rentals, and business travels. The goal now to save over 70 trillion rupiah this year, leaving only companies where they benefit the people, make them stay. My people, and now here we go draw the curtain for S24 Pigeon. Make una enjoy una weekend and make una stay safe. I go see una next week. Una bye.
Thank you, Shukra, for that version of our news. And this brings us to the end of S24 News Rundown. Don't forget to join us next time, and remember to follow us on all our social media platforms at S24 Television for more updates and breaking stories. I am Khadija Mohammed, and bye for now.